Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver. Now, I know what you guys are thinking by the thumbnail. You are saying, Jason, you're buying another car? What gives? I thought you were moving to Italy. I thought you were getting rid of everything. You're selling the house. Well, all that is sort of true. It still is true. Yet today we are buying another vehicle. Okay, now no, we're not buying another Rivian R1T. No, we're not buying another Jeep. Let's see here. Special guest. She has not been on the channel in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea, what are we doing today?
We're gonna go buy an electric vehicle.
That is true. So why don't we get down to Orlando, which is actually about 2 hours from here. Sage will stay home. He's gonna be fine. He's probably building something, cooking something, who knows. He might be in college by the time you guys see this video, but very excited. Have a 2-hour drive ahead of us. And yeah, we're getting another EV. Okay, so we have arrived here. We are in Orlando. We are at something Volkswagen or so down here. You might be able to see what I'm talking about here. Now, you guys would know like Model 3 is definitely the answer for this little adventure thing, but that is not what we're getting. I am going to tell you guys, we're going to look at the car, drive it real quick, and then I'm going to tell you guys kind of why we're doing this at all, because it is kind of a weird reason. But I think it's going to work out. Hey, babe, you excited?
Yeah, I am. Actually, I'm excited.
She's excited.
It doesn't have CarPlay, but
no CarPlay.
that's what I'm gonna have to figure out.
You look cool. Okay, so here it is. I know it's a little crazy, the BMW i3. Now, there's certain reasons we kind of drove all the way down here to look at this one. Now, I looked at photos of this, obviously online. I can overlay some here. They didn't have any photos of the top of the car, so I kind of wasn't sure what was going on, but look at like this. It's like kind of like jacked up a little bit. So I'm not sure if like I could peel this off and rewrap it or what the deal is. I don't really care about that it's peeling off.
What is that
But I don't understand this duct tape area right here.
Is it a hole in there?
I don't know. We don't have the keys yet to look at it. Looks like they've mounted the front license plate a few times. Interesting. Interesting.
How is it supposed to look like?
The top? I think it's just supposed to be black. Okay, I'm actually gonna take my time now and like really look over the car. Again, like if I just need to rewrap the top for whatever reason, I guess I can kind of do that. I just want to make sure there's no punctures or anything, because I think the top actually is carbon fiber, which is cool. This car is actually pretty light. I'll get into the specs in a minute. Let me look over the car. Okay, so here's Andrea's first time driving the BMW i3. Whoa, 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 whoa. You don't need to hit the brake. Whoa, I got the camera out.
Yeah, great. That's fine. Easy. Let's go home.
I'm gonna do my best to explain this to you guys. This is a complicated situation. You guys know, Andre and I were going to Italy. The problem is, we're not going there at the exact same time. She is actually going ahead of me. I will talk about that more in a different video. However, typically when a new sailor, not new to the Navy, just hold on, I'm getting a phone call here. Yeah. Okay, I'm at the car. I was vlogging. Okay, bye. More on that later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is obviously the next day, and you know, we made it back fine yesterday. You know, Andrea took the Jeep. It started like absolutely pouring. It was it's kind of a deluge out there, to be honest. Anyway, so she drove the Jeep back. I drove the BMW i3 back, and I actually had to stop to charge. You know, that thing doesn't have the craziest range. So I stopped in Daytona, and I did have to bounce around to a few different chargers. I learned that the BMW i3 is not compatible with the Rivian Adventure Network, either right now or forever, or something's up. I don't know. It didn't work. That's the one I know in Daytona. And then I went to charge Electrify America one. And the first one I plugged into didn't work. Luckily, the second one I plugged into did work. So I sat there for maybe 35 minutes. I got all the way up to 100%, and I was able to make it back to Jacksonville. So I got home. I put it on the charger last night. Obviously, everything worked great. Woke up in the morning. Car was at 100%. We took it around, did some errands. Andrea took it to work, which was cool. Now it's back here. Still has plenty of range left for another day or two, but we'll probably just throw it on the charger just because I think that's what kind of BMW recommends. You know, like the Rivian, it's like only charge like 20 to 80%, and Tesla's kind of like that too. But BMW, I think they already kind of have that stuff like worked out in the software. From what I can tell, they wanted to make charging as easy as possible. So you just plug it in. And I think that they kind of recommend like just keeping it plugged in. Like you could just plug it in every day and just let it go until it's done, and they're pretty happy with that. And there are some reports online of cars having like 200,000 miles on the original battery, 300,000 miles. So I'm not too concerned about it. So we'll probably plug it in every day, every other day, whatever. It's fine. It is nice that in eco mode, it gets like 125, 130 miles of range, which is actually pretty good, especially for just driving around town. Now, obviously, the Rivian and my old Tesla, they get like way more than that. But to be honest, like the amount of times I like took a road trip somewhere where I needed to stop and charge was like, it barely ever happened. So I think for like just normal driving around town or whatever, the BMW, the i3, it's like something to look at. It's really cheap, you know, surprisingly. And it's like really, really well built. It's kind of over-engineered, I would say, to an extent. You know, that car came out in like 2013 or something, had the carbon fiber chassis, had the carbon fiber roof, drives really well. It's super light. It's probably the lightest EV on the market. I think it's only like 2,400 pounds. It still kind of looks like futuristic. And I mean, the tech and the screen and stuff in there, it's whatever now. I don't love that iDrive system. There's no Apple CarPlay, things like that. But as far as how it drives and the quality and stuff, like I think this car was like a $60K sticker. You know, and you're buying it in the single of thousands of dollars. You know, you can find them 6, 7, 8,000 for like decent ones. You know, you get like the newer ones with all the stuff or whatever. Actually, ours is pretty well optioned, you know, and still well under 10K, you know. So anyways, okay, so last night I was trying to explain to you guys why we bought this car. And so you guys know we're going to Italy. We're not going at the same time. That's another story. So Andre's going over there, and typically when a new sailor or Marine or whatever, when they get stationed in Italy, they are required to stay on the base for, I think, like the first year before they're able to move out in town. Well, that doesn't really work for us. You know, like Andrea's mom's a huge help. She's from Europe. She's from Romania. And then we have a lot of like extended family in Italy that's going to really help out with Sage. Like we don't plan on keeping him in the daycare system over in Italy if possible. And so we really were trying to figure out a way that Andrea could just live off base immediately. And lo and behold, recently, you know, I don't think that they have the infrastructure to charge on base out there in Italy. So they, the CEO of the base, which is the commanding officer, I think he put out like this memo saying that, hey, anyone who's got an EV or comes here with an EV is like just automatically good to live off base, live out in town. And so, you know, we were kind of looking at some options about her taking the Rivian over first and stuff. It's too complicated. So we're like, okay, well, why don't we just try to pick up like a cheap little used EV that we can send it over to basically qualify for this credit to live off base, live out in town, you know? And so that's what we did. So we got it. Obviously, nothing is finalized yet or whatever, you know, until, you know, the car's there and it's charging and she's off base and everybody's happy. There's still like some stress involved with that, right? For sure. But that's kind of why. Just a quick ticket for Andrea to be able to live off base and not have to reside in base housing, because that really wouldn't work. Like, whatever. If we had to do it, we could, but it's just not ideal at all. So that's why we got the BMW i3. And let me see if it will fit in the garage real quick, and then I'll tell you guys about it. Okay, so now we're inside, and basically we're inside because it is just way too hot in Florida. So I showed you guys yesterday kind of about this roof. Well, on the way home yesterday, I was on the highway doing like 75 miles an hour for like 2 hours or so, and I could hear kind of the roof, unfortunately, like kind of coming apart. It was obviously raining and stuff too, so I was a little concerned. But it like actually started to even rip off even more. See that? So basically what I think I'm going to do with this is I have reached out to a couple body shops, and I think we'll have to sand it down a little bit. Put like maybe some epoxy or seal it or whatever, and then either paint it or wrap it. I'm not too concerned. It's still in pretty good shape. It looks like it's just kind of this top coat of whatever sealant protectant stuff is off. So it's unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a hassle. And pretty much everybody, it seems like, wraps these things anyways because everybody deals with it. But yeah, this will happen in the next week or two. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that. It sucks that the dealership that I bought this thing from, they had pictures online, but they didn't have one picture of the roof. And so obviously, like, I did negotiate a small discount or whatever with it because I was like kind of annoyed. I had just drove like 2.5 hours to get down there, and then I show up and I see the car and it's like, there's duct tape on the roof and it's like kind of starting to peel. Okay, it's not exactly on them. I guess they take the same pictures for every car where that don't show the roof, but come on, I mean, you got to show the roof. So I was slightly annoyed. I did negotiate a little bit cheaper price, but whatever. We liked everything else about this car. This is a 2017, and let me show you. So this is full EV. There are some i3s that have like a range extender on them, and you can tell those will have a small like gas cap door here, but again, because we really need to qualify for this EV live off base kind of waiver thing, I didn't want to mess anything with an engine. So we got the full EV one, and the thing is, they have 3 battery packs for this car, and they have like the early models, and then they got a slightly bigger battery in 2016. And then I think in like 2019 or something, they got an even bigger battery. But in 2017, this is, I think, 33 kilowatt hours or something like that. And again, around 120, 130 miles of pure electric range, which is, it's perfect for us. The earlier ones you can find much cheaper for like 4,000, 4,500. But those things only have like a 70-mile range, and that was just a little bit too low for us. So I had to opt for at least a 2017. Of course, white is the correct color in here. And these things, like, they're pretty old, but they're still like kind of look a little futuristic, This is a max spec one, basically. I think they call this the Giga World. And so we've got brown leather in here, which is nice. And of course, the suicide doors, they work with the car seat just fine, which is perfect. And again, like we were talking about, the carbon fiber monocoque, the chassis here, way ahead of its time. Really over-engineered car for BMW to go full EV back in 2013. But this car is actually cool. It's so ugly, kind of, that it's cool, if that makes any sense. So that's it. That's the story with our BMW i3 that we will for sure be shipping over to Italy, probably in like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I got to get this roof replaced. Not replaced, but roof repaired. Maybe I'll try to put Apple CarPlay in the thing or something and just kind of make sure everything's dialed in. But The car's clean, you know, I think it's got like 50,000 miles on or something. It drives great. The cruise control works like really good, almost better than the Rivian, I'd say. I don't know how they did it. The cameras on here, the backup cameras, are better than any other car that I have currently, you know, which is kind of crazy to say, you know. Again, this was a 60K sticker car that you can now get for sub 10, right? It's kind of wild, to be honest. I really like it, you know, especially because it's just so light and you got instant torque and you're just kind of mobbing around and it's like clean. I think the dash is like a special wood, eucalyptus wood is what they use for the dash, the leather in here. I think they say that the brown leather on the top tier package, it's funny, I think that they dyed it with olive leaves. I don't know how much that is a marketing scam or what, but I know BMW was really committed to like sustainability and a new lifestyle and stuff. So they like I said, they definitely over-engineered this car, and you know, surprisingly we really like it, you know. So now we got 5 cars in the house that we're selling that we got to be out of here soon. So that means that stuff has got to go, and I think I have a plan for every single vehicle, and I will touch on that in the next video. Okay, so fast forward to the following day, we actually got the roof fixed and we also wrapped the A-pillars black. So now it's kind of like a two-tone look here. And you can see on top, it's all black, but there is some texture, a little bit. It's like pretty smooth, but it's not exactly smooth, but it's like good enough. Unfortunately, on the drive home, our shark antenna cap came off, so apparently the guy that wrapped the car is sending us another one, but I'm not holding my breath, so we'll probably have to fix that. But anyways, yeah, it looks actually a lot better with the two-tone white and black. And yeah, now I think she's pretty much ready for Italy.